This video doesn't offer financial advice. We're simply discussing how the brain perceives debt and reward. You think of debt as a financial problem, but your brain sees it as perfectly normal. Debt doesn't scare the brain, because the brain doesn't perceive the future. The brain only cares about whether it feels good right now. Credit cards help you get rewards, without the pain. My brain remembers debt equals no pain equals safety. The brain doesn't see debt, it only sees get it right away. What excites the brain isn't the loss of money, but the feeling of ownership. The brain loves the present and hates thinking about the future. When debt arises, the brain calls it later. Each time you swipe your card, your brain receives a dose of dopamine. The brain doesn't feel the pain because the money hasn't left the hand yet. Debt makes spending look like it's free. The brain isn't afraid of debt. It's afraid of a lack of rewards. Therefore, the brain calls debt normal when everyone is in debt. The brain thinks, okay, that's fine. But then, debt doesn't disappear. It just grows. My brain started to sense, oh, something was wrong. Every bank message feels like an electric shock. But my brain kept telling itself, it will be all right. The brain hates confrontation, so it chooses to avoid it. The longer you hide, the bigger the debt. The brain begins to live in a state of underlying anxiety. But the brain still wants more rewards. Stress pushes the brain to spend money, and so the loop begins. At this point, my brain no longer felt safe. It was left with only one feeling, overload, when the reward is no longer sweet. The brain starts to doubt, am I setting a trap for myself? The brain recognizes that comfort is not the same as safety. Each time you run away from paying your debts, it's like adding another chain to the chain. The brain hates pain, so it chooses blindness. But blindness doesn't make debt disappear. For the first time, my brain stopped working, and they saw a reflection of themselves. Recognizing the trap is not the same as escaping it. The brain needs a shock to change direction. It's not about spending less, it's about thinking differently. Brainstorming suggests that short-term pain is better than long-term pain. Every time you don't buy something, your brain changes its code. Debt doesn't disappear, but its power weakens. The brain begins to get used to the discomfort. Relaxation is no longer a command. Brainstorming again. Safety is control. There's no more money to hide. Debt is just data. It's no longer an emotion. You're not weak. Your brain just learned incorrectly, and the brain can learn again. It's not about being rich, but about being free from the cycle. If you understand this, you've already started to win. If you're stuck in this loop, the next video might be the piece you need. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out.